Yes, indeed. KZ2, they're on their rolling lap on a damp circuit. Now, tyre choice again. I think we're going to see most of them on wet tyres. Let's have a very, very quick look at the starting lineup. Pole position is Dan Kelly with Charlie Turner on the outside of row number 1. Tom Adams, who was his 70th birthday last week, and Shane Daly share row number 2. Bradley Barrett and Spencer Shinner go from row 3. Morgan Porter and Miles Murphy on row number 4. Then it's Ashley Lewis and Charlie Cole, Joe Charlton and Dan Gould, followed by Alan Kenyon and James Glenister with a repaired kart. Josh Price and Lee Ward share row number 8. Lewis Halliday and Derek Morgan on row number 9. Sam Ward, who has had a spin on the rolling lap, and Caden McQueen rounds out the top 20. Hannah Lang and Ashley Goodliff. Hopefully Ashley is back out for the final after an injury. But I'm looking up now, Anthony. You're back in the commentary box, and again, we have got a mixture of slicks and wets. Josh Price on slicks. I think
Sam Ward for MK Ray is on slicks as well.
Sam Ward on slicks, and I thought I spotted one other driver up towards the front of the field on slicks as well. We'll have to see the majority on wets.
Yeah.
Well, now you've been next to a happy Welshman all day, and you've now interviewed another happy Welshman. There we go.
There we go.
Oh. The last time there were 2 Welshmen. Happier than that was when the farmer left the gate open and out the sheep ran.
I'm going to mute your microphone, and there we go. We're going to stop that right there.
Championship situation. Dan Kelly leads the championship ahead of Lee Ward. Cast your mind back. Now, the KZ2 karts have been to Wilton Mill, Warden Law before. Last year at Warden Law, eventual champion Ryan Cannon won. It was the last round of the championship last year.
Yeah.
Ryan Cannon won. Joe Charlton second. Miles Murphy got on the podium here a year ago at Warden Law. It's the only time that the KZ2s have been here. Glenister's got 4 wins in his career. As you're looking for wet tyres and slick tyres, Ryan Cannon's got 3 wins. Adam Clear, Dan Kelly, Fabian Federer have got 2 wins apiece. Joe Charlton, Scott Allen and Bradley Barrett have got 1 win apiece. On the second row,
I think
Charlie Turner
is on slicks.
Turner's on slicks. So we've got Turner on slicks. I think Tom Adams is on slicks. Dan Kelly's on wets. So Shane Daly, there at the back, one of the Birrell ART karts in front of the number 56 with Josh Price is on slicks. Sam Ward is on slicks. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers on slicks. Everyone else on wets. This is going to be absolutely chaotic at the start. The drivers on slicks, the wheel spin they're going to get. The drivers directly behind. There's a problem with Sam Ward's kart. He's got his teammate Hannah Lang right behind. What can Hannah do?
It's a false start. They're going to go around again.
They're going to go around again. Now, if I was Shane Daly or if I was Bradley Barrett, I would be very, very nervous indeed. Because you know the driver starting directly in front of you is going to have no grip, wheel spin everywhere, and, you know, potentially that could be a thing. So we're going to keep our fingers and toes crossed that everybody gets off the start-finish line cleanly. That is what we're going to hope.
Right, so of course, while this is happening, you have to remember the track's drying out. The track's drying out. I'm looking at turn 1, the outside line at turn 1.
Well, Dylan's going to get a sunburn out there at turn number 1.
He is.
He's Scottish, so he's as pasty as they come.
But, I mean, the rest of the track, though, is still pretty wet. I mean, I was speaking to Sam Ward's mechanic just before I was doing the interview then, at the end of TGM Stream, and I saw, do you think slicks are the right choice? And personally looked at me and just went, no, it's still too wet out there. So
but Sam has obviously made the call.
He's made the call.
Well,
and
it's going to be, hey, hero or zero. That's the name of the game.
It's what you need. He could absolutely rock it from the back of this grid.
What I mean, you've got the 2 drivers at the front starting on 6. Now, I'm not saying they're going to be able to hold up, you know, the drivers on wets for long, but it is difficult to get around here. You know, it is difficult to overtake. Yeah, you know, if Turner and Adams, so Rush Performance, so Brian Rush has rolled the dice. He's got 6 karts in the race. I say, welcome aboard to everyone watching on the live stream. This is going to be, so we're going to watch for Charlie Turner in kart 4. On the inside of row 2, the number 17 kart. I mean, obviously, Dan Kelly's going to get a nice clean run into the first corner. Can Shane Daly, the second kart, can he get across and inside Charlie Turner? Because Charlie's going to have plenty of wheel spin. Sam Ward's pulling up at the back of the grid. That is a smart move. That is a smart move because he doesn't want his teammate running over him at the start. Thumbs are up. Look for the red lights. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 red lights. Lights are out. We're off and racing. It's a good start from Charlie Turner on slicks. I don't believe it. Turner on slicks is going to try and get it slowed down. Adams on the outside of slicks as well. There's a big bottleneck going through the first 2 corners. But Charlie Turner on slick tyres, well, what does he know that the rest of them don't? That's an absolutely outstanding start. He's going to get heat into those tyres quicker than everybody else. And I tell you what, if Charlie Turner, I mean, he's streaking away.
He is indeed, yeah. I don't know where this pace has come from because you're looking at the track and the track looks saturated still. But he's on slicks and he's making it work. This is absolutely incredible. He's got at least a 30 kart length lead at the end of 1 lap.
I know. Now, of course, where is Tom Adams? Tom Adams has much less experience in this level, and Tom Adams was far more circumspect going through the first corner, so he has fallen back a little bit. But let's see, we've had a good clean start. Now, there he is, Charlie Turner, at the end of lap number 1 on slick tyres. He leads by 3 seconds.
Wow, look at that.
I mean, can you make a pit stop in KZ2 and change 4 tyres? I mean, we know Dan Kelly's quick on changing tyres because he whooped you in the paddock show last night.
Yes, we don't need to remind everyone of that.
But, I mean, this is good. Well, let's just see. So, 58.42, fast opening lap from the standing start for Charlie Turner. 61.32 for Dan Kelly. Now, we'll wait. Where's Tom Allen? Oh, dear. And there's Lewis Halliday in the 56 and Josh Price. Oh, Josh Price was on slick tyres. Well, he is on slick tyres. He's getting going. So, really, Turner, Adams in kart number 17, Sam Ward in kart 63, and Josh Price in the number 10 kart. This is now their race to lose. I mean, they're going to be looking at top 5s here. 13 minutes to go because these wet tyres, if they're not fast enough now, then they ain't going to be anywhere near fast enough in about the next 12 minutes' time.
I have to say, after just a couple of laps, they've dried the circuit. I'm looking through the Brian's Bend section, and it looks completely dry.
Well, I'm just looking down there. Yeah, Hannah Lang's going through at the back there in kart number 1. Now we've got Josh Price. So Josh Price will follow his progress. He's got back out ahead of Lewis Halliday. Where is Tom Adams? Tom Adams is 10th. Running 60.1 second laps. Charlie Turner is 6 seconds up the road. I mean, Charlie and his dad Derek. I'm now looking at Derek. He's standing next to Brian Rush out on the exit of lap number 1 in that big red sweatshirt. He's going to be thinking to himself, "Come on, now, calm down, Charlie. Calm down, Charlie." There he is. I can see it. This is a master stroke. So Charlie Turner, a former British Open champion. He's raced in the British Championship many times. On the podium a lot, but this is, I mean, looking down at the screen, there's Caden McQueen, there's Sam Ward, the number 63 MK Racing Kart, the Formula K chassis. Now Sam Ward's going to start coming through. There's Morgan Porter and Dan Kelly. So this is the battle of the second. So this is Kelly in second and Morgan Porter in third place. A bit further back, they're both on wet tyres. They're both running 58 second laps, while Turner's running 55s. And their tyres are going to get worse and worse and worse, so that the grooves on the rubber are now going to start balling up like little ball bearings. Watch the karts moving around. It's going to be like you're swimming on the karts. So this is the battle for second place. Kelly with Porter in third. Behind them is Shane Daly, then Miles Murphy in 5th position. Then it's Ashley Lewis. Charlie Cole is up into 7th. Then Tom Adams up into 6th. So the next thing we're going to look for, Porter up the P2.
Yeah, he's done him down the inside at turn 1. Again, that track very dry round there now, so you're really able to get the power down. And Yeah, Morgan Porter just able to get down the inside of Dan Kelly, moving the more racing kart up into P2.
Well, but the kart we're looking out for now is going to be the next red and orange Maranello chassis from the Rush Performance team of Tom Adams. Adams in kart 17, who is behind Miles Murphy. So we're looking at Murphy chasing there. Now there's Sam Ward in that Formula K kart, that sort of like aquamarine coloured machine. He's on slick tyres. There's Josh Price. So Price has had that collision with Lewis Halliday. He's now moving back up through the pack as well.
It is indeed. There's Daly and
Tom Adams is about, so Tom Adams has passed Dan Kelly. He is now about to move past Morgan Porter. He's just going to sit there. Take your time, Tom. Take your time. Porter's car is going to wash out underneath him, coming through the thing, and even Morgan Porter says, okay, go. Yep. Morgan Porter now knows he is fighting for third place at best.
Yeah.
So, slick tyres 1 and 2. Tom Adams up into P2. Charlie Turner is 16 seconds up the road. I mean, wow.
What can you say? What can you say about that?
And he's, I mean, what a gamble. I mean, he's just got to hope now that his dad's bolted it all together properly. There goes Charlie Turner through turn number 1. Morgan Porter is coming out of the gasworks, and Morgan Porter's in third place. Dan Kelly in 4th. Tom Adams, P2. Again, yet one of the youngest drivers of the field, just turned 17, Tom Adams. He goes across the line in 2nd. Porter in 3rd. Kelly in 4th. So, Morgan Porter in 3rd. There's Dan Kelly in 4th. The next driver we're looking for is Sam Ward in kart number 63. Sam Ward has just moved up into 7th place. So, can the MK Racing driver, I'm going to look at my sheet here. Since the start of 2019, MK Racing have competed in every round of the British KZ2 Championship. They have not stepped on the podium yet. That could be about to change with that man, number 63, Sam Ward. Back in the day, Sam Ward was a cadet contemporary of the likes of Alex Albon, Ben Barnicoat, George Russell, Matthew Graham, etc., etc. He then moved up in the seniors. He did the first ever Bahamas Speed Week revival with me back in 2012. Then moved out of karting a little bit, and then has come back in now this year in KZ2. He's about to pass the 2018 British champion Dan Kelly going into turn number 1, and that would put Sam Ward up into 4th place. Caden McQueen and Derek Morgan have come together, and that is their
just not been
game over.
Yeah,
they're both back in the race, but for how much longer we're not sure. There's Ward.
And it just shows that the slicks now definitely working. They're just dancing past everyone on the wet tyres. The track's pretty much dry. Yeah. There is damp patches out there still, and like the inside lines. And
7.5 minutes to go. Slick tyres are 5 seconds a lap faster than the wets, and that gap is only going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger as the wet tyres get destroyed. Here comes Sam Ward now passing. Well, he's about to pass Morgan Porter. So Porter almost just signalling it down there. There's no point trying to fight it, changing up and down the gears. And Tom Adams, new fastest lap, 51.97. So Sam Ward, calm as you like. He's got the grip on those slick tyres underneath. Put Sam Ward into P3.
Absolutely fantastic. I mean, there's still 7 minutes left in this race.
Charlie Turner is going to be lapping. He's already closing in a little bit on some of the slower karts. He is set. I mean, he's lapped Spencer Shinner in kart number 55. He's lapped Derek Morgan. He's lapped Caden McQueen. Charlie Turner is 16.7 seconds in front of. Now the next driver we need to look for is the number 10 kart of Josh Price, the Andy Fairless Racing number 10 kart. Derek Morgan has come in to retire. There's Josh Price. He's the 4th driver on 6. He has had a crash, and he is about to pass his teammate Charlie Cole for 9th position. There, he's got Bradley Barrett behind him in the number 6, Alan Kenyon in the number 5, Joe Charlton in the number 3. These are drivers that finished in the top 10 of the British Championship last year, and because they made the wrong choice, they're being made to look like rental kart drivers compared to Josh. I mean, okay, Josh Price, former British touring car driver, he knows a bit. He's gone past Ashley Lewis. He's just about to go past Ashley Lewis, so put Josh Price up into 8th place. Now he's got the British Open champion, the more racing kart of Shane Daly. He lays Shane to waste. And now we've got the next driver that Josh will attack will be the number 37 more racing kart, the Demon Tweak sponsored entry of Miles Murphy.
So plenty of action still out there as the driver's just moving up into position again. Masterclass happening here from left, right and centre really, or the majority of this grid. But like you say, those lap times now very, very quick. We're into the 51s, the low 51s as well. So, you know, these drivers are really putting in the effort now as, again, just down the inside goes Josh Price of Miles Murphy, gets that move done like it was nothing. Like it was absolutely nothing. And we know Miles Murphy is a quick driver. There's no doubting that whatsoever. But it's just the fact that the tyres are the wrong choice. The wets aren't working. They thought they were the right call. The track conditions looked like it was the right call at the beginning. But now the track itself completely bone dry, and you can see the rubber is now starting to go back down on those racing lines. And another new fastest lap of the race, Tom Adams in the 17, 51.03. So we're nearly into the 50 seconds now as they go down. 4.5 minutes to go, plus that one additional lap. And right here, Josh Price on probably the greatest recovery driver. I say the greatest. I mean, Sam Ward is on par on one of the greatest recovery drives as well. He's gained 16 places in this race for the MK Racing team. And Sam Ward and that number 63, they were unsure whether or not the wets were the right call, but it turns out that it very much was the right call, as now Josh Price has latched onto the back of Dan Kelly. Now this is for 5th place, and Josh Price is probably just going to sail past now as they come into Gasworks. And yes, does so indeed. Absolutely nothing that Dan Kelly could do, and I would love to have a look at a set of those wet tyres when they come in. They will be shredded.
You mean you would like to look at them before they just take off and throw them in the skip? Well,
yes.
They won't, because they'll recycle them, and I noticed that here at Karting North East, they shred the wet tyres, and above them there's a big sort of rubbery mound.
Right. They also look after them because there is an elephant in the cafeteria that's made out of tyres.
Really?
There is.
A rubber elephant?
There's a rubber elephant.
Okay, fair enough.
There you go.
Learn something new every day. But, I mean, it's yes, it will be game over for these for the wet tyres. And further battling, down there, the battle's down in the pack. 3 minutes to go. Charlie Turner leads his teammate Tom Adams by 15 seconds. Sam Ward, 28 seconds back from the leader in 3rd position. Morgan Porter, about to be passed by Josh Price for 4th place, is 40 seconds down. So this is where it's going to be annoying, because Sam Ward started at the back of the grid, and you think, oh, if I was only starting up near the front, how close would I have been? Josh Price will be thinking, if only I hadn't had that crash earlier in the race, you know, that would have been. Now the race leader, number 4, Charlie Turner, he's in a big, thick pack of
He's
karts
got to be
now.
careful here.
So he's got to be careful, but the good news is he has got 15 seconds over. He's lapping the drive. I mean, he's going to lap everybody. I mean, he's already put everyone down to 11th place a lap down. He's now going to try and lap Joe Charlton, and Charlton is battling with Shane Daly for 9th place. And you see Charlie Turner saying, well, come on, get out of the way. There are blue lights waving, there are blue flags into the back chicane. Charlie Turner and Joe Charlton. Don't get it. Take your time, Charlie.
Charlie, calm down, lad. You've won. You got a minute to go.
I know he's won, but I mean, if he gets a nose cone penalty,
I know,
that's 5
he's got to be careful.
Tom Adams is 12 seconds back now.
Oh, and he's frustrated.
He's got to get out there. Now Joe Charlton lets him go. Well, he didn't have much of a choice. But of course, Joe Charlton doesn't want to lose out. He's
No, he's racing.
Because you've got in front of him now is Shane Daly and Alan Kenyon. We don't mention Alan Kenyon very much, but he's the number 5 seed in the country.
Yep.
But he does it because he just goes about his business nice and quietly.
Yeah, exactly that. And crikey, O'Reilly. I mean, you can't stop a racing driver from racing.
No, exactly. I mean, Joe Charlton's thinking, right, I'm going to try and use the fact that I'm getting lapped here to try and close in on Shane Daly. He's done that. Now, look at, there's Kenyon going a lap down, but up the gasworks behind him. Charlton, I think, has Charlton got past Daly? Yes, he has. So that's why Joe Charlton was in no hurry to let the race leader go through, because he wanted to try and position himself so he could gain a place. Daly drops back to 10th, Barrett is 11th, Ashley Lewis 12th, James Glenister only 13th. Then it's Charlie Cole, Lee Ward, Lewis Halliday, Dan Gould, Ashley Goodliff, Caden McQueen and Spencer Shinner. We've lost Derek Morgan and Hannah Lang. But, I mean, that little group of karts there, that has cost Charlie Turner 7 seconds. Because now Tom Adams is only 8 seconds down. And Tom Adams is lapping much quicker. However, he has got to get past a whole group of drivers, so he's going to lose time as well. Here comes, where's the number 17 car? There's the Glenister trying to battle past Ashley Lewis for 12th position. There's Charlton on your screens now in 9th position. Tom Adams is got to catch all this group of karts. He's, so look, there's Adams crossing the line now. He passes Charlie Cole. So again, he's 8 seconds down now. We're on our last lap. So Charlie Turner, on a day where some gambles have not paid off, at the end of the day, in the biggest race with the biggest karts, the biggest gamble paid off in spades. And Charlie Turner, 4th last year's championship, he's going to be looking at least 1 or 2 places higher this year. He comes out of gasworks the final time on a wet track on slick tyres, even when the track was at its wettest. He has smoked the competition like a kipper. Turner wins for Rush Performance, and look at that, he is absolutely, leans over, he's just off the screen there. I can see big Derek Turner is there, he's happy with that. Brian Rush is team owner, so we're going to find out. I want to know, Anthony, when you speak to Charlie, who made the call? Was it Charlie, was it his dad Derek, or was it Brian Rush himself, the team boss? Because it's a race-winning call. He wins by 7 seconds. Tom Adams, wow. I mean, Tom's dad, Chris, will be very, very happy with that. And then in 3rd place, Sam Ward, MK Racing. Welcome to the podium, Sam Ward. Welcome back to the British Championships. Josh Price for Andy Fairless Racing in 4th position. And then in 5th place, the best of the rest on wet tyres, Morgan Porter, Dan Kelly in 6th, Miles Murphy 7th, Alan Kenyon in 8th, Joe Charlton 9th. The top 10 rounded out by Shane Daly, Bradley Barrett, James Glenister, Ashley Lewis, Charlie Cole, Lee Ward, Lewis Halliday, Dan Gould, Ashley Goodliff, Caden McQueen and Spencer Shinner are your remaining finishers. Wow, well, I've got to say, Karting Northeast and Warden Law, you have thrown everything at these drivers. Matty Hunter and his family have said they want to build a facility to rival PFI as the best in the country. They said it's going to take them years to do it, but they will do it. Already this track is one of the finest. The drivers love it, and today, one of the best tracks through everything, and made the best drivers in the country be at their very best indeed. We'll be back here with the Rotax round later on in the year, but Anthony Jordan, one more time, is going to have Charlie Turner down in the pits, and he's going to be beside himself. Charlie Turner, Tom Adams, this is Tom's first podium in the British Championship since he was a junior driver, and Sam Ward, his first podium for a long time indeed. There is a look at what is left of Morgan Porter's wet tyres. Well, they're going to try and sculpt an elephant out of that here. I do not know if there's anything left to run it. That is what these track conditions did to those drivers who went out on wets earlier on in just that race we've just seen. What a day for the Wera Tools British Kart Championship. So, got to try and decide now, and everyone on the live stream, so we nominate here in the paddock one driver from each class that goes forward towards driver of the day. that driver cannot have had a single penalty, be it a start line infringement, contact, or a nose cone penalty, or any sort of exclusion during the course of the weekend. I mean, looking at Charlie Turner, an inspired decision. Sam Johns, I mean, it's hard to look past the winners. But then further back in the pack, you've got drivers like Ian Callaghan, Dara McInerney, who's got his first win. Callaghan had a great one in Junior TKM. Noah Baglin on the podium in Iami Cadet. In X30, well, Kalai Atkins had a great run in Senior X30 to beat the very best. And in Junior X30, so many potentials to think about Driver of the Day nominations. That'll be coming out later on. They'll be out tomorrow and they'll be online, the British Kart Championship website on Tuesday, and the public will vote on them until Thursday. And again, Vera Tools put a very, very good prize package together for that. Anthony Jordan, though, for the final time today, is in the paddock with a very happy Charlie Turner. Take it away, DJ.
Thank you very much, Henry. Yes, here with our race winner. Well, I say race winner. You lapped nearly the entire field there, Charlie. What did you put on the tyres?
To be honest, I have no idea what happened there. I'm a bit shocked, to be honest. But no, the best thing, my hardest thing was to keep it on the track. Yeah. Everyone thinks it looks easy, but it wasn't by any stretch of imagination. The worst thing was trying to get through the back markers. Yeah. But I just kept my cool and managed to stay on the track.
I mean, the back markers section did look like a bit frustrating. I saw the hand gestures coming from yourself, but first thing that myself and Henry want to know, whose call was it to go for the slicks?
First, it was actually my dad's. Then I said, no, we're going wets. And then we all made a decision to go on slicks, and it was definitely the right call.
Yeah, definitely the right call. I mean, even myself, I was thinking, no, it's definitely wets out there. But like I say, what do I know? Yeah, no, a fabulous race. Again, talk us through the start. What happened in there? Because before we'd even ended lap one, you had like a 30-kart lead.
Again, I didn't expect that either. I thought I was going to go straight onto turn one. Obviously, there's still a wet patch there, but as soon as I got on the dry patch, I managed just to pull a gap and just quickly build up the time. And then I sort of built enough gap. I thought, that's it. Now I just need to try and stay and bring it to the finish.
Well, it was an absolutely fantastic achievement. Now, the slick tyres are starting to look more like wets on these ones now. All the marbles that are out on circuit, I suspect, from the wet tyres that are no longer wets, they're now slicks. But a fantastic result from yourself. You now lead the championship by 1 point going into round 3. Do we feel confident?
I'm not even looked at the championship, if I'm honest with you. My aim is just to look at one race at a time and just keep focusing and see how the next 3 rounds bring.
Brilliant stuff. Anyone you'd like to thank?
Of course, everyone at Rush Performance and my dad for great off-track support, Ollie for being a great mechanic, and Brian Rush, team manager.
Brilliant stuff. Well done. Charlie Turner, congratulations.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
Excellent. Let's have a chat to our second place man, Tom Adams. Tom, you're at the ready. Yep. Whoa, what a result that was again. Slicks again, the whole team thinking it was the right choice. It worked out, like yourself. Are you happy with P2?
Yeah, obviously I started on the inside, so I had a bit more wet on the track, so I couldn't get the launch like Charlie did, but eventually found the grip and came through all good. Yeah,
brilliant race in that one. I mean, talk us through the mindset before that race even started, because you're looking at the track, it looks wet, you're on slicks. What are you thinking at that point?
We went slicks straight away, to be fair. We didn't change it once at all from the second heat. We sort of believed Alan, my mechanic's local from around here, and he knew the track, so it was very good.
You knew what the weather was going to do as well?
Yep.
Yeah, weather guru.
Yeah.
Anyone you'd like to thank?
Rush Performance, my dad, my brother, my mechanic Alan, and all my family. Brilliant
stuff. Well done there. Second place, Tom Adams. Let's chat to Sam Ward from, Sam, get your suit. Yeah, scruffy back. Look at that. Sort yourself out, lad. Right, well, from the back of the grid, from row 10 to third place, I mean, we were talking there about, select's the right call, and clearly it came out to win. Who was the call made by?
Partly myself, Wilty, Mark. It was just sort of a joint decision. We did some testing a couple of weeks ago because the track opens this sort of time on a Wednesday. So we've been lucky enough to get some testing in, and we knew how fast the track dries. We sort of thought the testing would be a waste of time because it was so slippery compared to this weekend. So, it's nice that we got something out of it.
It's worked out well. I mean, testing's always important, isn't it? Especially in places like this where the conditions can change wildly. But anyone you'd like to thank?
Just a big thanks to the team. We didn't decide to join FK or even do the class at all until it must have been late March. So and we've had sort of 10 years out of it as well. So just a big thanks to everyone involved. Steph, who's been here, Wilty, Mark, and Rich on the spanners as well. So
spot on.
After a difficult qualifying, difficult heats, really happy.
Excellent stuff. Well, congratulations. Well done. Enjoy third place.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well, Hezza, you join us with your lovely Mohawk stripe there. With that's handy.
Dara McInerney's stand. I've got my little blue stripe there, but oh, what a day!
What a day.
That's, I mean, fantastic. I mean, you talk about this circuit being one of the best in the country. The drivers had to be at their best today. Mother Nature threw everything at it. You know, I mean, it was okay. It's a very technical track, so not every race was full of passing. But then those finals, everyone on wet tyres had the right gamble until the very end when the drivers on slicks made it. And again, that little bit of extra experience, I think, you know, Charlie and his dad, and okay, Tom, he's a young driver, he's got experience around him, but Sam's a really experienced guy. He said, just happened to be here testing at about the same time of day. Yeah. Fantastic. Really good, really good.
It was a fantastic day, wasn't it? And we get it all again in a couple of weeks' time. We head to Scotland.
Up to Scotland, even further north to Scotland. So again, just a massive thank you to everybody at Wera Tours, everyone at Demon Tweaks, all the drivers, their families, and a big shout out to Max Littlewood's mum, who's recovering from a car accident. I hope she's watching. A big shout out to Lee Whittingham's mum, who's not very well at home. Hi to Heather as well. Just again, a big thank you for joining us, and of course for you. But I mean, I have been asked to do one thing.
No, you're not doing it. No. We're going to end the stream. There we go.
Right.
Goodbye.
So now we move on to the KZ2 presentation here at Karting North East. It was the last race of the day, and it certainly didn't disappoint. A tyre gamble. Eventually, slicks proved to be the way forward, but this is why the fastest karts in the UK proved why they're the very best as well. Finishing in third place, his first time back on the British podium after spending nearly 10 years out of karting. Please welcome MK Racing's Sam Ward. On the third one, when you finished third, Sam, I know you've been away for a while, but come on, the lid there, cap on your head. It's been a while, I know, yeah. There we go, congratulations. That's the first time MK Racing have been on the podium in the British Championship since Motorsport UK took over the running of it back in 2019. It's been a long time coming. Now on to the top two. One of the youngest drivers in the class, one of the influx of the new generation of KZ drivers coming out of direct drive kart against this. He celebrated his 17th birthday just last week, and what a way to celebrate it with his best result in the KZ2 Championship. It's P2 for Tom Adams. And Chris, Tom did say the tyre choice was all his. He didn't want to give Dad any credit whatsoever. Nope, but well done. First podium in the British Championship since his junior Rotax days, back in 2019, I believe. There we go. He won a couple in Rotax, yeah, come on now. So, finally, your winner. Now, when you decide to gamble on slicks on a wet track, you're starting at the front row of the grid, you've got to be pretty sure in yourself. This driver was. He went on to dominate the KZ2 final. It's his first win as a KZ2 driver, but he's one of the most experienced drivers in the championship, representing Rush Performance alongside his winning mechanic, Ollie K. Please welcome Charlie Turner. Well done, Charlie. Now, we're going to break with tradition here. I want to take a quick photo with Chris. Now, believe it or not, right. Now, we haven't spoken to any of the mechanics today, but apparently you're a very special mechanic. Why are you a special mechanic?
I don't really know, to be fair.
Oh, there we go. Well, he's a special. He's a special. Well, congratulations on a fantastic performance. Your KZ2 podium, everybody. Smile, Charlie. Brian's trying to work your smartphone, everyone. Calm down.